I've seen multitudinous attempts to prognosticate the date of the so-called warning or illumination of conscience. Every prediction has failed. God's ways continue to prove that they're so much different than our own. That said, I don't believe we're without crucial markers as to the nearness of the warning. What I'm about to partake then is not about dates, but signs that may suggest the propinquity of the warning, which several foreseers have claimed is near, according to our Lord's and Our Lady's messages. The following is a particular word I believe the Lord gave me numerous times agone, one that's proving to be true by the hour. In fact, it's precisely this word that has guided me, especially in recent times, regarding any prospects of the warning. That's to say, I haven't been awaiting the illumination at all until veritably recent signs have surfaced. There is a great storm coming upon the earth like a hurricane. In St. John's vision, a sequence of seemingly unrelated events lead to the total breakdown of civilization until the eye of the storm, the sixth or seventh seal, which sounds amazingly similar to the so-called illumination of conscience or warning. After the first seal is burst, St. John sees a huge worldwide revolution caused mostly by man-made events. The second seal is war. The third seal is inflation. The fourth seal is fresh plagues, starvation, and violence. The fifth seal is persecution. And the sixth, seventh seal is what I call the eye of the storm of this cosmic hurricane. When I read a message from Jesus to the Orthodox seer Vasula Raiden more than a decade later, I gain some confirmation that the sixth seal is actually the warning. When I will break the sixth seal, there will be a violent earthquake, and the sun will go as black as coarse sackcloth. The moon will turn red as blood all over, and the stars of the sky will fall onto the earth like figs dropping from a fig tree when a high wind shakes it. The sky will disappear like a scroll rolling up, and all the mountains and islands will shake from their places. They will say to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us away from the one who sits on the throne and from the anger of the Lamb. For the great day of my purification is soon upon you, and who will be able to survive it? Everyone on this earth will have to be purified. Everyone will hear my voice and recognize me as the Lamb. All races and all religions will see me in their interior darkness. This will be given to everyone like a secret revelation to reveal the obscurity of your soul. When you will see your insides in this state of grace, you will indeed ask the mountains and the rocks to fall on you. The darkness of your soul will appear as much that you would think the sun lost its light and that the moon turned to blood. This is how your soul will appear to you, but in the end, you will only praise me." The second seal appears to be well underway, especially with the introduction of bioweapons and a man-made epidemic that has already started the breakdown of contemporary civilization. War in the 21st century does not have to look like it did in the 20th. Second, practically everyone on the earth is now feeling the impacts of inflation. What St. John wrote 2,000 years ago is incredible. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a black horse, and its rider had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard what seemed to be a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and wine." Revelation chapter 6, verse 5 to 6. Wheat happens to be at the core of a looming food shortage. Again, I believe the entire food and supply chain shortages are deliberate and man-made. You'd have to be a complete idiot to believe that locking down your whole population won't damage employment, companies, local economies, and even lives. With the re-emergence of monkeypox, chickenpox, and now polio, food shortages approaching, and the unavoidable repercussions of social unrest and theft, the 4th seal begins to take shape. When he opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed him. And they were given authority over 1/4 of the earth, to kill with sword and with famine and with pestilence and by wild beasts of the earth. Revelation chapter 6, verse 7 to 8. The 5th seal is the voice of the martyrs pleading for justice from underneath the altar. They were instructed to wait a bit longer until the list of their fellow servants and brothers who would be slain as they had been filled. At the same time, it is apparent that not every location will experience the same degree of signs. So we watch and pray, being watchful and prepared to meet the Lord in any circumstance. The last sign I'd want to emphasize is what's going on within my own soul and the souls of many people with whom I've had touch. People who are observing, praying, and seeking the Lord appear to be going through a deep cleansing and purifying. God is gradually showing the extent of my sorrow, self-centeredness, and need for healing and freedom in my own heart. It's been a really unpleasant awakening. If the warning is analogous to the sun breaching the horizon at dawn, we are currently in the hours before morning. Already, the night is giving way to the first rays of morning, and the closer we get to the warning, the brighter the sun of justice will shine. It's as though we are getting small doses of the illumination already, which will increase until the moment of warning when the sun of justice breaks across the world. For those who have already awoken before the dawn, the illumination will not be as painful. But for those who have been living in the dark, it will be a shocking awakening. They, calling to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? Revelation chapter 6, verse 16 to 17. He will unlock the doors of hearts and illumine all consciences with his heavenly love. Everyone will see themselves in the burning fire of divine truth. It will be like a little trial. I must send the strength to break through and reshape the world in order to overcome the enormous repercussions of generations of sin. However, for others, this burst of strength will be unpleasant, if not painful. The difference between darkness and light will become considerably larger as a result. This cherished people's consciences must be forcefully rocked in order for them to put their home in order. A tremendous moment is approaching, a glorious day of light. It is mankind's hour of choosing. As we appear to be living under the 7 seals of revolution, the greatest way to prepare is to stay in a state of grace at all times. Escape from sin. Second, keep close to the sacraments where Jesus had made himself known to us in exceptional ways. His real presence in the Eucharist and his divine mercy in the confessional. Weekly confession is an effective way to overcome sin, remain accountable, and obtain the grace we require in these difficult times to persist and remain faithful, and surround it all with the rosary chain. When will the warnings be issued? I'm not sure. But I believe that when we see the signs above intensifying to the point of civil unrest and widespread suppression and violent persecution of the Church, that the dawning illumination will be at the very threshold. In the moment of greatest chaos, when the winds of change are fiercest, the eye of the storm will break out briefly upon the wounded mankind. A last chance for the prodigal sons and daughters to return home before the final half of the storm. When he broke open the 7th seal, there was a silence in heaven for about a half hour.